settled here the last few weeks? Like, how do you feel things are now with your new team?
Yeah, it's getting better. It's hard going to a new team, but some familiar faces before I came here, and coming with Jake made it a little bit easier. So it's going well. The guys have been great, and I just want to keep it going.
And Zach has recently mentioned, like, you guys' time in Wilkes-Barre briefly, kind of you guys got your pro career started. Like, what do you remember about that time?
Yeah, that was a really fun time. We scored some goals and played together for probably like 10 games, and then Zach was called up. But we played together a lot in Pittsburgh as well, so nice to have a familiar face to play with.
It's hard to imagine. I mean, like, a 40-goal pace is considered kind of a quiet year for Austin Matthews. Like, what have you seen from him and the level he's playing at since you joined Toronto?
Just so impressive. I mean, he's producing, but also just seems like every shift he's a threat. He's making plays. He's hanging onto the puck and winning battles. I've been really, really impressed.
You excited to get your first taste of the Battle of Ontario tonight, and maybe what do you expect this? Do you have any idea what the crowd might be like tonight?
Not really. I know it'll be intense. Divisional game, rivalry game, and I know it's going to be a playoff type feel. So I'm looking forward to it.
Have you gotten any insight on how Matt Murray might be feeling facing his former team?
I haven't talked to him, but he's been in this league a long time. He's had a lot of success, so he's a pro, so he'll be ready to go.
Welcome back to Ottawa. What emotions go through your mind when you kind of walk through this hallway and kind of come back into this building?
Yeah, a lot of emotions. It's cool to see some of the people that took really good care of me for a couple of years. From security guards to Brommer. I'm sure you know Brommer. He was in here. Getting to see some of the staff that obviously took good care of me. So it's cool to be back.
You played against the Penguins, I know, in the past. Like, is there a different mindset, different motivation when you go against a team that used to be teammates with some of these guys?
I think you do your best to treat it like every other game, So my focus is on that. They're a dangerous team. They're incredibly talented offensively. I think it's going to be a playoff type atmosphere out there. We're gonna have our hands full tonight for sure.
You had some bad luck the last time you thought you were going to be playing the Senators. How does it feel to know that you're going to be suiting up against them tonight? Hopefully.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just treating it like any other game, and just like I always say, just focusing on the process and one thing at a time.
How do you ultimately look back on your time as an Ottawa Senator?
My focus is on tonight, so that's where my focus is at, and that's all I can control, and just looking forward to a really exciting playoff type of game tonight.
How does the atmosphere feel with the Leafs, just the fact that you're in March and playoffs are about a month away now?
I think we're just trying to build off of last night's game. I thought we did an incredible job against an incredibly good team. Did a lot of good things, did a lot of little things right against a team that just pressured all over the ice, and we're looking to build off that here tonight.
What's the relationship been like with you and Samsonov as the years gone on, and you guys, I'm sure, push each other in your own ways?
Yeah, it's been great. Sammy's a great guy, easy to get along with, and he's been playing incredibly well for us all season long. So it's been it's been a real pleasure getting to know him and getting to play with him.
The mindset change. You pretty much walked into playing Tampa. Does it change anything? Months ahead of the game.
Like I said, again, we're focused on one game at a time, and we're focused on tonight.
Matt, for yourself, coming back from injury, this will be your fourth game, I believe. How could winning a game like this tonight, with the crowd, Battle of Ontario, do for your own momentum, your own settling in?
Yeah, like I said, again, we're just looking on building. Felt better each and every game since I've been back, and we're gonna have our hands full tonight, like I said. So I think as a group, we're just focusing on one game at a time.
Do you have an advantage knowing some of these players well from your time here and kind of knowing their tendencies?
I don't know. I mean, you get to know guys' tendencies around the league once you've been in the league, for as long as I have. But whether that's an advantage or not, it's hard to say. But just excited to get going here tonight.
We left Samsonov at home last night. A couple things with him, as we've been talking about. He's had a couple minor things that he's been dealing with, which allows him to stay back and take care of that, and avoid being to travel and being here with our back-to-back games and such. And then also he and his wife are expecting a baby here any day now, so it allows us to keep him at home at the same time. So yeah, get Joe in here and he'll back up Matt tonight.
Are you able to, I know with Achari not coming, are you still able, as you say, waking up this morning, be able to do the 12 and 6s as you hope tonight?
Yeah. Well, in addition to Simmons coming in, Bobby McMahon will play.
You said also, I think Justin Hull's going to play tonight. Who do you think is going to come out on that back end?
Giordano and Gustafson will come out. There's a good chance for us to give Gio a break here. He's played a lot of minutes this season, probably more than we had anticipated, and just how much we needed him at different times. So being back-to-back at this time of year and the depth that we have with so many healthy defense, give him a break. And Gustafson just the same. He played really well last night. I really liked his game. But we want to keep our guys involved here. So Halsey had played well too, and he deserved to come out when he did yesterday. So we'll get him in today and have some fresh people.
Given the way your last game went against Ottawa, end of January, is it easy to get your team kind of motivated for this game, regardless of what the standings might say?
Yeah, I think so. That's part of it. I mean, we have got a lot of respect for this team. Regardless whether it's the last game or the last couple of seasons, they play us really hard, and they've got a lot of very good players and dangerous players. So we've got to be at our best, and then more important than any of that, we want to just continue to build our game. We've had some really strong games here of late. We didn't get the 2 points in Colorado, but against a real good team last night, we did a lot of good things that put us in position to win and close that game out. And you want to be able to build on that. So here we are again, another opportunity right away here on the road on a back-to-back, and we get to see our team just continue to, pile up good efforts, and that'll be the challenge tonight.
It's the first game for Matt Murray against Ottawa. Thoughts about his game and what you want to see from him tonight?
Yeah, I want to see him just continue to build. I think he's done a good job, and we've talked about this back in Toronto that his numbers don't show up well here in the last few starts that he's had. But coming off of the injury, he didn't play for a long period of time. His first 2 starts, there's a big gap in between. So he's just kind of getting going. But we played him in back-to-back starts last week, and I thought really built some momentum through that. I thought in the second half of his first game, you could really see him coming, which made me want to give him the second start. So you're just looking for him to continue to build this game and kind of get some more game reps. He hasn't played a lot. So, it's a real chance for him to do that here tonight, regardless of who the opponent is.
I just think, do you think it's any different just because it's Ottawa and, what happened here in the start of that?
Well, I don't know. You guys probably asked him that question. I don't know how he feels about it, but one thing I know about Matt Murray is he's unflappable and extremely confident in who he is. I think that comes with, first of all, his nature, and secondly, once you've won 2 Stanley Cups, I don't think you care about much else of what's going on.
How unfortunate do you think it was that he didn't get to start against the Senators, just given some of those injuries before, and that finally gets to do it today?
Yeah, it's obviously been unfortunate the way that's worked out, but I think more important to me is how he's handled those situations. He's worked extremely hard to get himself ready. We've been very patient with him. Obviously, both Samsonov and Wall and Sheldon early in the season, our goaltending depth has allowed us to be very patient to work with him. He's put in a lot of work. Like I said, we've seen good progress in his game. Tonight's another chance for him to get in there and get more reps.
Sheldon, the stretch that Austin's been on here, like the goal against New Jersey is like a typical Matthews goal a couple weeks ago, and then last night goes in off his shin. I mean, is that a pretty good sign that the goals are coming a bunch of different ways here?
Yeah, I think it's a good point. I think that he's missed a number of goals throughout the season that in previous years would be going in for him, and they haven't, and maybe there's a little bit more luck coming his way. But it's also coming, I think, through good process, like the way he's skating, the way that he's working. Things start to fall your way when you just maybe focus a little bit less on actual scoring and more on the details of your game, the pace of play, controlling play, winning your shift, all those kind of things. For me, when Austin Matthews is at his best, that's what he's doing. And then the goal and the thing that shows up, in the highlights at the end of the night, those come through in the end. But as much as Austin won the Rocket Richard last year and the Hart Trophy and all these things, the goals stand out, but to me, it's how he dominates play and how he wins shifts and makes a difference in the game, even when he's not scoring. Because as we all know, whatever you get 20, 30 shifts a game for a guy like him, and you're not scoring on all of those, but you can make an impact on every single shift. And when he's at his best, that's what he does, and we've seen more of that of late.
This is it's a young Ottawa Senators team, and while they are likely out of the playoffs, they're still making that push. You guys are in. Are you sensing maybe a bit more energy around the Battle of Ontario these days?
Well, I've always sensed a lot of energy around the Battle of Ontario. You know, certainly from Ottawa's end, no matter where they've been in the standings, every time they play us, I assume we get their very best game. And for that reason, we see what they're capable of, and you see where they're going. They've taken a step this season. They're very much still in the mix for the playoffs, and for that reason, you're not going to see them go away. So we're going to have to be at our best here coming in. They're a rested team. We're coming on a back-to-back off of playing, having a busy week and playing against really strong teams that have pushed us hard on home ice. So we got to be ready here tonight for sure. And I expect the Battle of Ontario to be as spirited as it always is.